Do I even still have a channel?
Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend.
What the fuck is up, everybody? Let me introduce you to my two friends, Pillow Number 1 and Pillow Number 2. They are the only people who truly understand me in this world, so I'd like to welcome them to my videos. Today I'm going to expose, roast, tell stories about teachers I had in high school and maybe in my first year of college if I get to it. The first teacher I want to start with is an English teacher. I don't want to say names in any, I don't even want to give like initials and stuff because like there's only so many teachers in this pathetically small school that's literally just a square that like if I say any like letter of the alphabet you'll know because I'll also say the department. So he's just an English teacher and try to figure out which one I'm talking about. This English teacher is like when you open up a dictionary and you like look at the word douche, like he's there. Him and his Jeep are right there. He is so fucking condescending and just like that prick in high school that like is a hipster. Like he was a hipster before a hipster was even cool. Like he doesn't actually have any of the values of like an actual hipster. He just has the douchiness. Like that's the only thing he took from it. He didn't take the cool shit. He didn't take the style. He just took the douchiness. When he decides whether or not he likes you, he's gonna fucking lock that shit in. Like, if he decides that he doesn't like you, you're fucked from that point on, because he's not changing his mind. And he's gonna fucking grade you harshly because of it, because he picks favorites, and his grading method is absolute bullshit. Like, it's not even like the technicalities that he's grading you off on. It's like, if he doesn't like what you wrote about, or it wasn't like the style that he's used to, he'll take points off. And he'll tell his own stories and shit. And he'll talk forever and fucking take up half the class. But then yell at you for talking to your friend to like ask for a pencil or something. Like he's fucking ridiculous. The next teacher I'd like to talk about is the art teacher. Ugh. I never took an art class once in my entire time at high school. Never fucking once took an art class because I took theater classes, so it covered for it. Hack the system, kids. You don't have to deal with this bitch if you don't want to. There are ways to get around the system. Now that I've calmed down a bit. She is also the queen at traveling. Queen bitch, that is. And she's so fucking anal about everything. Like this is just what I've heard from people because once again, I never took one of her classes, that she's so like fucking like on you about the littlest shit. That's ridiculous. And if she's anything like a teacher like she is when she fucking takes you to traveling places or whatever, oh my god, why are you in her class? And there was one time where she basically like duped us all. Like my like grade and like the grade below us like had the option to go to Italy for like a week, and I was lucky enough for that to be my trip during high school to go to Italy. So I went to Italy and she wasn't able to go. Jesus. But she did give the meeting beforehand, and she told us all that there was going to be water fountains everywhere in the country, and to just bring a reusable water bottle, and then it would be fine. It wasn't fine. There was no fucking fountains. We were just carrying empty reusable water bottles and buying fucking real plastic water bottles that were so fucking expensive. Like, how could you do it so dirty? I went to Walmart for that. I didn't have one that was like really good. Moving on to social studies, history, whatever the fuck you want to call it. There's this one bitch who is kind of a nice lady, but for this story, she's gonna be a bitch. This bitch has this like photo thing or whatever that's like inspirational women in history, and it's all these like women who's done incredible things. Like that's something, yes, have that in your classroom. It's 2018. She's had it for a while, so I guess saying it's 2018 doesn't matter because she's probably had it long before that. But still, that's the kind of shit you should have in classrooms, and that's not the problem with that. The problem is she took a photo of herself, typed something up for herself, and put herself in the frame as an inspirational woman of history. And I think like her only claim to fame to be in that photo was that she was a mother, which yes, is an incredible feat to have. But like, seriously, what the fuck are you doing? You think you deserve to be up there with all these other fucking women that have like been the first to do this, or have passed this like law along, or were fucking Harriet Tubman? You think that you deserve to be on that same list? You fucking grandmother that just yells at students for not writing down your notes fast enough? Are you kidding me? Moving on before I fucking say more shit. There's also that one history teacher that I heard cheated on his wife, but we are not gonna go into that because I do not want to go into that. The next teacher is a robot. There's no other explanation for her. She teaches Spanish and she's a robot. She's fucking Rosetta Stone if Rosetta Stone came to life. I feel like she has an off switch that's hidden underneath her hair, and I feel like if I just hit the back of her head hard enough, I could turn it off. Not saying I'm going to, I'm saying someone should try. Don't do that. I don't condone violence. Link. She literally has perfected the awkward laugh and smile to get someone to move along. Like, if you ever need training in that category to be fake, fucking go to her. Because if you say something like, you know, a bit uncomfortable to her, she'll literally be like, and just like, she'll hold on to the smile. She won't fucking drop it for a second. What a professional. Oh my god. She has like one emotion. No, that's not fair. She has like 1.5 emotions. Like, she has her standard neutral emotion, and then she has like all the other ones are about half an emotion. Like, nothing else. That being said, she did teach me Spanish pretty well, so I'm okay with her. I would talk about the math department there, but I think there's only one teacher there that is still there from when I was there last year. Like, they recycled everybody from last year. The math department, and I'm not the first one to say this, is literally the Defense Against the Dark Arts in Harry Potter. Like, it's fucking recycled every year. No one fucking stays. Except for the bitch in the first classroom, who's not a bitch. I guess, once again, a nice lady. But for this story, everyone's a bitch. My favorite teacher was actually a math teacher, who isn't there anymore. And I'm very upset. But I heard she just, like, got engaged or some shit. So, like, congrats to her. She deserved everything and then some. Because I could just go up to her in the middle of an exam and be like, I don't fucking understand this. What is this? And she would just be like, Pythagorean theorem. And I'd be like, alright, you're right. Thanks. Like, what a real G. There's also that math teacher that randomly just disappeared out of fucking nowhere. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know the story. But, like, she just yeeted out of town one day. Like, I want a story based around her life because I want to know what happened to her. Alright? Like, a Where Are They Now, but with Tingsboro math teachers. I would watch the fuck out of that. I don't really want to talk much about the science department because I love the science department. I love the chemistry teacher guy. I never had the chemistry teacher girl for anything, really. And the biology woman, she's a woman, she's a grown woman. The only thing I have to say about her is when in AP Bio you dissect cats and you have to break the ribcage to get to the internal organs, and if you don't break the ribcage, this little woman will come up and fucking dive her hands in and just for you. Like, she's just not fuck around. And even further proof of that is one time I remember looking in her fridge, like, back there. This was like years ago, I think maybe like my freshman year of biology or maybe sophomore year when I took AP Bio or something. And she just had like a ball of like fucking Absolute in there just chilling. I don't know if it was for science purposes. I want to believe that it is, but more of me wants to believe she was just like throwing it back at school. I want to believe that that's the truth. Moving on to the more special categories at school, you have the substitute that everyone wants to fuck. I'm not even saying anything about them, but everyone wants to fuck this substitute, and you know exactly who I'm talking about without me saying anything else. I don't understand it really, but I mean, if that's what they want to go after, that's what they want to go after. I'm not going to talk about the theater teacher there, because that's a controversial issue. A lot of people really don't like her, and a lot of people really like her. I personally don't have a problem with her, but I can see exactly why people don't like her. That's always what I've said. That's my stance on the issue. I don't hate her, but I can understand why some people do. Moving on, I don't want to dive into it. I would like to talk about the garbage fire that is guidance. Oh, excuse me, student services. It's fucking guidance. Why the fuck you switching up names? Like, that's the one part that you're changing. Like, we need to be more progressive. It's not guidance, it's student services. That's not the problem that it's called guidance. You have so many more issues at this school that you need to fix before that. Like, Just changing that just confused the fuck out of every teacher that would say, oh, go to guide student services, and they would correct themselves mid-sentence every time for the first year that it was there. I don't understand it. Moving on to the actual hoes that work there. My guidance counselor, everyone always said was the best guidance counselor. She was a very sweet lady, but I will never forget one time I told her that I wanted to drop physics. I was not good at it, I hated the class, it was making me miserable. I wanted it gone. I didn't need it at all to graduate. It had nothing to do, and still has nothing to do with what I'm doing in college, so I mean, I'm taking it next year, but I mean, I don't understand why my credits wouldn't have even counted for it, so I didn't need the class. Moving on, I told her that, and she looked me in the eyes and just said, if I were you, I would just suck it up and stay in the class. You are a guidance counselor. What are you doing? Who the fuck says that as a guidance counselor? What are you doing? You don't say that to a kid. You don't say, if I were you, I'd suck it up. Your job is to literally be the teacher that doesn't say suck it up and says, I understand, and you move from there. That's literally day fucking one. You look at the whiteboard, it says, don't tell the kid to suck it up. Right under, don't fucking punch him in the face. It's right there in bold letters. Read it. The rest of that whole department is just literally a garbage fire. I know I used that already, but it's just the perfect term to describe them. Other than maybe 3 to 4 chickens running around with their heads cut off. Because I don't feel like they know what they're doing a majority of the time. That being said, that's all I have this week. And technically last week, because it's been a fucking long time since I posted. I did not post since I moved out of college because I just didn't feel like it. And I had nothing to go off of. That being said, this week's shoutout still goes to my dog, Molly, because she is still alive. I hope to see you next week. See ya.